Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school, so you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby. baby. Yeah.
Welcome back, Mech Warriors. This is Old Bob 10025 with the ballistics and weapons that they might actually introduce in 3060. So I went to Sarna.net and kind of did some research on this and figure out what the different dates are according to what they could do. And so I'm going to go over different weapons, what MechWarrior at PGI could do, but I don't know if they will. So I'll give my thoughts on that as well, and going to show you a lot of different information about that. Now, Sarna.net, if you don't understand, is an awesome resource to figure out personalities, figure out weapon tables, mechs, what's out there, what's not, and there's plenty of other ones. I'll give some links down below to other different sites that are really good for lore, really good for the game itself, and also just to get some cool Battletech-y stuff on your mind. So let's go over this real quick. So the first things up is the Heavy Flamer, obviously that came out in 3067, so we're not going to go over that, but I want to go over the Laser Anti-Missile System. Now this is actually, it was developed by the Federal Commonwealth in 3054 and still in production by 3059. So I'm thinking they did do something for laser anti-missile system, they will do this for this. Now, it was researched, obviously, in 3045 by Clan Wolf, but it got to the Intersphere because they pretty much got all the different mechs that are out there. But the greatest thing about this one is it's able to actually just use lasers. It uses like a small pulse laser to go ahead and shoot down missiles. Now, it's probably not going to be as effective as a normal ammunition one because they have to balance it out. So, but I mean, it has unlimited ammo. So if you have a couple of these on your mechs, let's say like a Kit Fox or something like that, or even a Panther with 2 of them, or even Nova with 3, you can actually do some damage. But the drawback is it does create heat. So if you're in the middle of a firefight, you got to turn this thing off. But that's one of the things that the laser anti-missile system would be great on. Just be crazy cool to go have one of these, because then you don't have to worry about ammo. But obviously they're going to up the weight. They're probably going to up it by 1 ton to make it like a 2-ton thing for the Intersphere, maybe 1 ton for the clans. And then a high heat output, less for clans, obviously higher for the Intersphere. That's one thing that they could make. So let's go back here, and let me figure this out here. Okay, here you go. Okay, so next up is the X pulse lasers. Apparently, these are actually longer range pulse lasers for the normal pulse lasers, so they're just extra ranges. So let's go over here, click that. So developed in 3055. That's why I think they could actually, or the year availability would be 3057. That's why they could actually go ahead and put that into the game system itself. It'd be pretty easy. Just take the pulse laser for a large one, slap X pulse laser, and then put an extra range, make a separate item. Now that'd be cool. I mean, I would love that because I love pulse lasers. I love doing pinpoint damage, and basically with this one for the Intersphere, it'd be really good for longer ranges. But obviously they're probably going to up the tonnage, up the heat output and everything else to balance it out, which makes sense. I mean, they got to do something. That's how games work. So they have the small, medium, and large. Let's go back here. Small, medium, large, and yeah, so they got all this kind of stuff. The binary laser cannon. Now, I never even saw this in the game system. Never even looked at this kind of stuff. But apparently, the year it was introduced is 2812. And what happened was, from what I understand, is that they actually increased the heat output, and so it was really non-effective. That's why it really didn't get put back into production. And it was just kind of like just a prototype and everything else. But that's one thing. I don't think PGI would actually do anything for that and actually have anything for the binary laser cannon. They got other things on their mind, to tell you the truth. So let's go back here. I mean, come on. Bombast laser, I was looking at this, but it was 3064. And if it goes through here, I'm having some internet issues, which is kind of weird. But Bombast laser, they won't have it. I highly doubt they'll have that kind of stuff. Now let's go to ballistic weapons. Now here's the interesting part, because a lot of people use this kind of stuff. So heavy Gauss rifle. Well, first of all, the heavy excuse me. First off, the long tom cannon, you obviously won't get. The thumper cannon and sniper cannons, you will not get those. Those you just won't have. I highly doubt they'll put anything in there for you guys. Now the heavy Gauss rifle, it's from 3061, and The year availability is 3061. I'm thinking they would put this in because everyone's been asking for a different type of Gauss rounds or different Gauss weapons, and so I was thinking it has a shorter range, obviously 20 compared to like other ones. So they'll reduce it down. But obviously they just did a nerf to the Gauss weapons, which brought that down. So I'm thinking maybe 1,000. Like maybe like 1,000 range or something like that. It just all depends. I mean, even 1,000 range Gauss weapon like that, doing how much damage? 25. I mean, come on, that's crazy. And depending on the ranges, that's how much you do as well. That's the same thing for all the different other ballistics as well too. Because I got hit by AC2s from all across the map. I was just laughing at them. But so heavy Gauss rifle is they might put it in. I don't think they will, but and then improved heavy Gauss rifle, same thing. Normal Gauss rifle are 30, and the heavy Gauss rifles are 26. So a light Gauss rifle. Now, I was looking at this. Be a very interesting thing. It would actually probably be the standard Gauss rifle rounds before they nerfed it, which developed in 3056 by the Free Worlds League. That's one of the things that I think they actually would put in just for the inner sphere. Now, the ranges, long range is 25. I don't see why not. That would be one of the things that they would definitely put in there. I mean, there's no reason why not to put a light Gauss rifle like in there. Now, the silver bullet Gauss rifles are in 3051. 3051, I got my notes here. So 3051, it's kind of like a... Get it here, come on. Okay, kind of like a shotgun with Gauss rounds. It's like an LBX, like autocannon to the Gauss rifle, which is kind of cool. So it's longer range. It does... it will have, well, actually, it's about just under the normal Gauss, heavy Gauss rifle too. So it has a range, but you can shoot like silver bullets or like for vampires out there. But it could shoot different things that are out there and get more criticals. In case your torso is like tore up, your torso is tore up, you could probably get those and do some crits. So I don't see why not. I do not see why they would not put this in. The like availability date is 3051. But they canceled it, so it just all depends if they go to lore, and it just all depends too. Now, this was mounted, from what they're saying, on the Draconis Combine Wolf Trap, which is designed to go kill the Wolf Hound. So it's all depends. I mean, I would like to see this. I would like to see different Gauss rounds, like say Inferno Gauss rounds, or like or even missile rounds. Inferno missile rounds would be kind of cool to do too. Go back here. Okay, so. And then we got the LBX, see, mag shot. I was looking, that's not going to come in. But the LBX2, I did, why not? I mean, clans have them, I'm pretty sure, by 3060. From what the timelines can be jumping, they're going to have those as well, 5, 10, and 20. Why not? That would be awesome. I'd love to have a couple LB20Xs like on my Warhammer, 2 of them or something like that. Who knows? But that'd be interesting to go check out as well, too. I see, because it did come out in 3058. In the board game, so obviously since you're jumping to 3060, why not? They'll actually put those in. Rotary cannons, no, they won't. That's a different date. Ultra ACs, 3057 for all these. Like I said, with the rotary, with the LBX cannons, they'll definitely put these in. The Ultra AC2. Yeah, I mean, why not? 3057 from the Free Worlds League. That's just, it makes sense. Makes perfect sense, to tell you the truth. So that's one of the things they'll definitely put that in for the 3060 for the inner sphere. Now let's go to missile weapons. Here's the interesting thing. Now I know people hate missiles. Don't get me wrong. Basically you have your thing, and someone might hate Smurfs. I don't know. Who knows? But it's just people hate their different things. But let's go over some of the things here. Enhanced long range missiles. Now these are actually interesting, and I hope they put these in, and I'll tell you why. Because if you look at these, it oh, I'll get extended range, sorry. I think it's, yeah, here. Okay, so the enhanced LRMs, which reduces the range by 50%, but you have no penalty for being under 180. So this is like the clan version of the missile system for the inner sphere, but it reduces the range. Now, I don't think they'll be so harsh as bring it down by 50%. Since it was done in 3058, they won't be as harsh. They'll probably do like 10 or 20%, like make it like 800, maybe 700 or something like that, which makes sense. I don't mind that. Doesn't bother me at all, because then I can start playing my archer, and it'd be really, really cool to go and have these, because I stick within 200 to 500 like anyways for my missile boats. But be interesting to check this out, and I hopefully they will do this. This would be great for the Inner Sphere, because I know a lot of people play clans. It's like, I'll just stick a clan LRM 20 on there and shoot point blank. That's what they can do. It doesn't do as much damage, but this probably be the same effect as a clan weapon with the minimum range. So hopefully they will do the enhanced LRMs, because they come out in 3058. That'd be great. I would love that. Okay, so let's see, this one is the extended LRMs. Go here. Okay, extended LRMs, a weapon increased range by 50%. So it doesn't, it'll be good. I mean, you got what, that'll be 1,500. They'll probably make about 1,200. I highly doubt to make about 1,500, to tell you the truth, because you can just sit on a mountaintop and just unleash hell on somebody. But I'm thinking they will put these in, since these were in 3054. Would make sense. It will be interesting to go check out. Pop Artemis 4 system on there. From what they're saying, the special munitions are not available for the extra large range missiles, which makes sense, because it has to have a special type of system for special missiles. So I would like this. This wouldn't be too bad at all, to tell you the truth. Medium range missiles. Now, here's the interesting thing about these. Cool concept. I like the concept. Get through here. Since these did come out 3058, I'm thinking they will put these in there. The problem is, I believe they're dead fire like missiles, so it's they got to increase the weapon velocity on these to actually make them halfway decent, because it's really hard to actually have a person stand in one place when missiles are being targeted toward them. They won't do that, especially in tier 1 and 2 games. So if you have these types of missiles, you'd be close range. Now, if they got rid of the 180 range thing on here, that'll be fine. I wouldn't mind actually using these close range or doing something like that. Does decrease, let's see, did they decrease the range? No, they didn't. So, but these are one of the things I would say they might put in, shorter range, but it's just dead firing. So you can't use, from what they're saying, I think we use those. Unique nature means incapable with special missions and advanced guidance systems. So you can't use Artemis like with it, which kind of makes sense. I wouldn't mind that as far as being the balance for that. So you can't use Artemis with medium range like missiles, but they're dead fire. Who knows? Who knows what that will go with that one though. So okay, now we're gonna get to and one thing too about the medium range missiles, 10, 20, 30, and 40. Ooh, I don't know if they're going to do that or not, because the 40, I mean, everyone would just mount 240s on there and just blow things like crazy. So I highly doubt they're going to be doing these. Might do 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, and 20s instead of actually up to 40s. That's what I believe what they would do. Now, rocket launchers, I looked at, they had them way back when. They're one-shot weapons. Wouldn't be feasible like inside MechWarrior Online. For a simple reason is, okay, I shot my one-ton weapon. That's it. I'm done. So it wouldn't be feasible. Okay, so obviously streaks 246. Obviously, it won't be as good as the clan versions, but at least we got them now, so I could run my Jenner in there, or I could run my different other mechs, or even the new not the assassin. Oh god, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on this one. Javelin. I can run the Javelin with SRM6 streaks, which would be nice. That'd be fast Javelin, streaks, jump around, fire like crazy. So that'd be one of the good things about these. So a Inner Sphere version of this would be great to have. Streak SRM6s. Let's see, check here. I want to go to the Gauss rifles. Now, obviously the heavy Gauss rifle, 26 compared to 30, light 34. So you notice the range difference on those, and then also the shotgun Gauss rifle, which goes up to 30. So the light Gauss rifle is probably going to be the same exact style the normal one before the nerf. And if they did the heavy Gauss rifles, I doubt they will, but who knows? I'm hoping they'll do something cool. But obviously streaks, good addition. So that was the Inner Sphere mechs about the weapons and everything else. I think did I go over? No, the equipment didn't go really too much over the equipment that much as far as trying to find what would be cool and everything. But yeah, obviously hatchet, sword, they won't have mask. They might put mask in different systems as far as not mech wise, but that will actually deter from actually mech packs, so probably won't do that. Chameleon light polarization shield won't happen. That's a stealth suit like Predator, will not happen whatsoever. Triple strike mimers, they might put that in there, but no, actually there's no let's see here. When was that developed? Nope, they won't put those in there. I highly doubt they'll put that like stuff in there. They want to make it as easy as possible because they have script kiddies, so they could just change code and change general things. Like I said, MechWarrior, instead of changing the game itself, like melee combat. Melee combat, if you wanted to get that, that'll be inside the Battletech Online through Harebrained Schemes. So those are Innisphere. I'm gonna go over clans in just a second here. So the clans, they have better technology and everything else. They don't get as much cool things in 3060 from what the lore is. So just like I said, it's all speculation until they actually give us some real notes on that kind of stuff. So basically, unlike the Innisphere, which gets the clan stuff, but with say higher heat output, shorter ranges, weighs more, less tonnage, or less ammo per ton, the clans get better stuff. So let's go over this real quick. Micro X laser here, or ER laser. So this would be interesting to have, especially if you have a lot of weapon systems, say the Arctic Cheetah. This would be really great to put on that kind of stuff. It was designed for elementals, but you could still put it on your mechs themselves, and it came out in 3060. So kind of cool. Be micro lasers basically. So let's go to the next one, which is heavy lasers. Heavy lasers, large and medium and small, came out in 3059, and be interesting to go check out because the damage, let's see, it's 16 for that one, what a heavy normal laser does. Large laser does, if I can find here, 8. So it does almost double the damage. Now the thing is though, obviously they're going to make it to balance it out. Would be the heat output would be incredibly high, and then the tonnage and everything else. So that's one of the things that'll balance out like everything. But I mean, come on, heavy laser doing 16 points of damage, that's great. Now since it does interfere with a bunch of mech sensors, they might make it so every time you fire it, your HUD goes wacko or something like that. But just all depends. But I mean, come on, that's crazy cool. I mean, come on, man. So let's see, the medium 10, oh my god, and the small 6. Let's see the heat output. Let's see, heat is gonna be 1873 compared to 831. So be higher. So if you ever see these, I would say you're gonna see a lot more of mediums and smalls than actually larges. Maybe 2 large and then a bunch of like other ones. So if you ever see that, same thing with the improved heavy lasers. Unfortunately though, I think those came out a little bit later, 3085 or 3069. So that won't come out. So let's see here. Okay, let's go down to the Pulse Laser Micro. Pulse Laser Micro. Here we go. Pulse Laser Micro, developed in it'll be the year available would be 3060. Probably use a Protomex, but you can still use it like on different mechs if you can. I never seen it, but who knows, because a lot of people have small lasers, worked out a lot better. Now chemical lasers, those are mainly just done for vehicles to burn their armor off and everything. So let's go to ballistic weapons. Now I know everyone wants the armor piercing Gauss rifle. Unfortunately, it came out a little bit later. A little bit later, 369. So it won't actually be. It's an anti-personnel thing, but of course they don't have anti-personnel stuff. I thought it was armor piercing. Sorry, guys. So so let's go down to ballistic weapons. See the HAG. Did I have that in there? No, I didn't actually. The HAG. Let's see. Hyper Assault Gauss rifle. That unfortunately came out in 3068, so I highly doubt they're actually gonna be getting that. The LBX is definitely a heavy machine gun. I do see them putting in, definitely. Came with 3059. Heavy machine gun does a little bit more damage, so it'd be really good to have this kind of thing. Since they did change the machine guns to be more pinpointy, yes, that's a word, pinpointy. So the heavy machine guns, I do see that coming out. Of course, the damage is 3. Let's see what tonnage it is. Let's see, tons. 0.5 compared to 0.25, so it'll be a little bit heavier, but I mean, I'd rather have heavy machine guns to tell you the truth. Rotary cannons came out in 3062. I doubt those would come out, and protomech cannons, blah blah blah. So let's go to missile weapons. Now this I think is actually pretty cool. 3, 6, 9, and 12. These are called advanced tactical missiles, and love the concept. It basically came out around 3060. If they put these in, this would be great, even for the clans. I know I don't like clans that much because I think it's the easy button, but I mean, come on. This will be actually just cool to go see in itself, because you could change a different type of ammo systems for it to standard, ER, or extra range, and then high explosive. I mean, come on, that's awesome. So you decide. So like, let's say you're in your cockpit, you want to fire a advanced tactical missile 9 or something. Firing 9 missiles, goes in, hits, and then basically does per missile, let's see, let's go high explosive. So it actually splashes to the next person next to him, 3 points per missile. but it has shorter range. Then you click, oh, I want to have like standard missiles, so you have longer range. This would be a good idea. I like this idea. I like having different type of missile systems or magazines for your missiles, like say Inferno rounds. If they made Inferno rounds, that'd be great, because they did have them like back in the game. They make Inferno rounds for the different missile systems, so it does extra heat. So that'd be great to have, just like a flamer. It does the same thing, but for a missile. I might see mechs burnt down, but I do see a lot of freaking trolling like with that, because people just use Inferno rounds like crazy. But if you had different, each type of missile, like let's say you have 1 ton of Inferno rounds, 1 ton of high explosive, 1 ton of I don't know, like what standard, or 1 ton of like extra range missiles, stuff like that. That'd be kind of cool to go see inside the game, but they haven't done that. So who knows if they're going to go put that in. But I thought that was a cool idea when it did come out. Advanced Tactical Missile Systems, ATMs, not the bank, but ATMs. So let's go down. Streak LRMs, same concept, longer range, but with LRMs for them. So you have to keep your locks on. That's the only problem with these types of missile systems, but not too bad. It's an interesting concept. It came out in 3057, so I do see that coming in the game as well. So hopefully, just all depends. All depends what they want to do. Now, I thought one thing was kind of cool. Obviously, you won't get your arty weapons and mech mortars. They were developed before the missile system, so these won't actually get put in whatsoever. So, interesting concept was the laser heat sinks. Now, I do see this probably going into effect, because it did come out, I believe, 3050? 3051. I see it's coming in. It's the same thing, just like Night Gear. Same exact thing, but you can make it for different types of mechs. I know the Night Gear, the special thing about that one is it's, that is just for the Night Gear. But this would be kind of cool to have for different clan systems, because it doesn't affect heat as far as being on Terra Nova or Caustic Valley, like all that kind of stuff. It just basically just has, it takes advantage of that. Let's see, time preventing at the same time, booster performance. It has some side effects because the snow doesn't affect it, but literally, when you want to have this, that's the greatest thing about the Night Gear, is having that thing, because you can actually overheat like crazy, and let's say on Terra Nova, that's where you shine. So this would be really cool to have. Now, this other thing called Case 2, that was a cool concept actually, as far as it pinpoints the damage out. So instead of a case actually destroying, let's say you have it in your torso, destroys the torso, and the arm, it will just do 1 point of damage to the torso. So when you one chance for a crit on that torso and blows the stuff back out. Awesome concept. I would have thought they actually had this in normal case, but of course it's MechWarrior, so it just all depends. But that's one of the things I thought would be really cool to have as far as Case 2. Industry is working on it, but I highly doubt they'll get it like improved on there. Now, of course, the clans don't have as much stuff. They have some cooler things. Laser anti-missile. Well, that's obviously going to be another one. Laser anti-missile system for clans. Less heat, less tonnage. Fires more, or does that kind of stuff, depending on what they put inside the gameplay and the game system itself. So that's one of the things. Those are kind of the things for MechWarrior Online for the clans, and then also Intersphere, which I think they might do. Like I said, these are all speculations, so it just all depends. It just all depends what comes out, what they decide to put in there, and what their script kiddies can go to make. So I do appreciate you guys watching. If you want to catch up on anything that goes on, check out my Twitter page. I do have a Patreon page in case you want to go ahead and support the page or go support the channel. These are the different things that I think would come out. So I do appreciate you guys. Have a good night, and I will see you on the battlefield.
Target acquired.